Three out of 4 U.S. employees say that they would refuse a better job with a $10,000 a year raise if they had to work with a complainer. I did a small poll on my Facebook one time asking people, what would be the number one reason why you would leave your job? Would it be for a better job and more pay? Or would it be because of a toxic work environment that deals with a lot of complainers? 50 people responded. Only one person said they would leave for a better job and more money. Everybody else said they would leave because of a toxic work environment. That tells you a lot about your employees and your staff and what they really want out of their job. Money's important, but it's the work culture and the environment that's going to keep the employees there. Well, I'll share with you the number one question I get. What about venting? Right? It's supposed to be good for our health to vent. They did studies on this, and I was fascinated. My youngest daughter is in college, and she's a psychology major, and she was telling me about this study they did on venting. It's crazy. So they took 20 college students and put them in a room, and they wanted to see if venting was good or bad. So first they had to basically make them mad, okay? So they put them in this room, they give them each a sheet of paper and said, now, okay, we want you to write an essay about anything you want. Okay, there's a time limit, it's 10 minutes. Write a quick essay about anything you want. Okay. So when they came back in to collect the papers, they said, now, the kids in the other room are going to grade all of your essays. Right? So that's automatically a little bit of fear. So they're kind of worried about it. It was a lie. But what they did was, on every single essay that came back, they wrote, worst thing I've ever read, on all the papers. So now these kids are like pretty upset, like what the heck, you know? So then they figured, okay, they split them into 2 groups, 10 and 10. The first 10 got to go into a room with pillows, and they got to just beat the crap out of each other, the walls, the floors, you name it, right? So venting, in other words. Get it out of their systems, just hit whatever they want. The other group was told just to sit and stew, basically. Just sit with your thoughts. So then they had to figure out, okay, how do we test which one worked best? And they came up with the idea, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to call them in and tell them that we have the person who graded their paper in the other room. We have them hooked up to a shock machine, and you're able to turn that button as high as you want to shock that person who graded your paper. The interesting thing was the people with the pillows all turned it up as high as it would go to shock the person who graded their paper. The ones that just sat and didn't talk about their anger, they didn't even want to shock the other person.